My guest is a youth president of the New Patriotic Party. His opposite number has been given a ministerial position. It would have been him, Minister for Youth Development, today on my show. Unfortunately, Salam Mustapha, his party crashed at the polls last year. He's my guest on Point Blank and he's joined me. You're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you very much, Umaru.
Ramadan Mubarak to you.
Same to you.
Yeah.
Same to you, my brother.
Did you hear what I was saying? I said you would have been minister sitting in front. You would have been George Pablo in front of me by now, being called Minister for Youth Development. But you didn't win the election, so no
True,
power
we didn't win. We didn't win.
I should stop rubbing it in there.
Yes, you have rubbed it straight in my face. But lest you forget, I have served as a presidential staffer. Which is on the scale of a minister of state.
No, minister is bigger.
And a deputy minister. The same emoluments, the same, we're on the same level. Okay. So, he
has a whole ministry to himself now.
Yes, but of course, he's my brother, he's my friend. So I wish him well.
The Cecilia ministry, the sanitation ministry, that whole place has been converted to youth development.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know that.
That's where he's operating from.
That's right.
So the NDC youth, if you are looking for George Pablo for jobs,
the 5,000 and 3,000 K.
No, that's Basintali. That one they should go to Ridge around the Ridge Hospital.
They can move 500 meters close and go and take. They are powder of flesh.
But what happened? Where did your youth go that you didn't? When the 3K men by Basintali were coming to vote, your 3K men were sleeping.
Omar, thank you very much. Let me say a very good evening to your cherished listeners and viewers. Indeed, we went into an election with a belief that we're going to win. It didn't happen. It is with a lot of pain that I admit that we failed, and quite hugely, at that. And usually the first and foremost thing I usually would want to do is to, console the many party following, supporters, the base of the party, the polling station executives, electoral area coordinators, constituency executives, especially my own youth organizers, regional, executives, national, my own colleagues, everybody, the party base. Usually I say we failed, and it is with a lot of pain, and I say a very deep sorry from the very depths of our hearts, to all the party following, especially the thousands, millions of young people who were looking up to us to win the election and give them hope. It's a lot of pain, and I assure them that this is a very familiar road we know, and that we are going to work our way back to winning ways again.
Have you finished taking stock though of the defeat? Have you finished doing the analysis to see what went wrong where?
It's still on course. As you're aware, the party commissioned the Michael Quay committee to review the elections. In fact, in 2020, even though we won, we still commissioned the Yasafu committee to, as it were, look into the performance of the party in the 2020 election. How come we dropped from 169 to 137 plus 1? And they did quite a very good job. So we are waiting for the Michael Quay committee to wrap up their work. I have appeared before the committee together with my other colleague, national executives, and they've gone across the 16 regions, the 276 constituencies. So it is a process still ongoing, and we are all, coming back to life, reawakening ourselves. And we are not just sitting, waiting for the Michael Quay committee to finish, but I'm sitting here engaging you and the multitudes out there. And it is part of the reawakening process. as we gear towards rebuilding the party and reorganizing the party for the 2020.
Do you have a timeline by which this committee's work should be done?
Yes. By 31st of this month,
okay,
we're expecting them to.
So it's nearing completion.
Yes.
Are there some earlier indications that can be picked from the work that they have done? Are there things you are seeing that, based on ABCD, this is what may have caused ABCD?
Of course, we are all politicians, so these things we have an understanding of what would go in. I usually put into 3 broad categories. From my perspective, the factors that mitigated the work of the NPP that saw this huge defeat that we suffered.
Mm-hmm.
One, you cannot analyze the results, and the results itself speaks volumes. It's numbers, and the numbers have meaning, and the numbers that are at play here speaks to us in very loud voice that yes, apathy was a very huge factor, and the economic crisis that we went through is a huge factor. Then, of course, the party itself as a machine, it's also a factor. So when you put all these 3 broad categories together and other peripheral issues, then you come to understand why we lost. Usually, if a defeat is close, you can easily decode what sector maybe didn't come in. So if the results were close, we could say that, the youth wing did not do its work well. So maybe we did not get young, people to vote for the party. Or maybe the women's wing did not perform. So we couldn't attract women voters. Or the Nasara did not bring in, Nasara votes, settlers, and so on and so forth. But this, Umaru,
is everywhere.
16 regions, 276 constituencies.
Everything's poor.
See a drop in votes. It's quite unprecedented.
Maybe it's a case.
No, it's not. Politics is a science. It is. I am a student of elections. And this year's elections, in fact, last year's elections, this particular election...
It's not spiritual?
...has come to, more or less, drop a hole in my understanding.
You thought you knew elections, and what happened?
I knew the Ghanaian elections so well. But this came to tell me that, hey, young man, you still have a lot to learn. Because for me, there are traditional seats that if you tell me the MPP lost... You
should never lose them.
I will scratch my head.
Sekendi Takrady.
Sekendi. We didn't lose Takrady.
I know. I mean, the Sekendi Takrady metropolitan area.
Yeah, Sekondi.
You lost yeah, so that's Sekendi Takrady metropolitan. Okay. The whole place was blue.
Yes. How do you take it when you hear that the MPP lost
Swami?
No, we didn't lose Swami.
I know. I'm just saying that's how bad it is for you. So
it's
like losing Swami.
Yes, Equiapim South. Then we lost Akrofrom, which is in the heart of Ashanti. We lost Ashanti Akim North constituency. It strikes you.
So that's spiritual.
We lost Dome Kwabenya. You see, it strikes you to the core.
Ablekuma West.
Ablekuma West. It strikes you, to the core that, wait a minute, what is this? And that's exactly, what we are.
Salam, you don't want to agree that it's juju.
I cannot place metaphysics in science.
Okay.
It is there.
Okay.
And you understand.
Yeah.
I
but you choose to believe. You choose to believe one side. You choose to believe the science, not the.
Yes. You see, it's not genes that came down to vote,
mm-hmm.
or angels,
mm-hmm.
or demons. Human beings are those who registered to vote.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I can deal with. That's why I am moving away from the metaphysics.
Yeah.
It can be there. People talk about juju elections and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
It can be there, but I cannot put my hand in the fire and say, it is the cause. What I can say is the science,
mm-hmm.
and the data that I'm analyzing that is speaking to me, that I can.
You lost Adansia
Sokwa. Yes.
You lost all these traditional places you call MPPC. You lost all of them. My question is, If it is true that it was apathy amongst MPP people generally, when did they have this conference or congress where they agreed that and you people at the top never saw this congress or conference?
Yes, so it's quite an interesting question that we ask all the time. It is as if there was some conference across the
everywhere.
276 constituencies that, okay,
if it is true that your people didn't show up to, because there's a view that no, they showed up and they voted.
Recently, I was doing some trend analysis. This is last week. I'm putting together some paper, and I was doing trend analysis. So I, trace it all the way back to when we went to Kumewu, the by-elections, the Asinov by-elections. In all these, there
were writings on the wall.
Yeah, the turnout was low, okay, which for me, were telling signs. The warning signs were there. Then I come to add the district assembly elections that went on. Then a picture now paints to me that there's something that you guys need to watch well, and that's why I want to appeal to the party base. I've seen a lot of people, jostling for positions and so on and so forth. I think that let's take a minute and pause. When you fall, you don't look at where you fell. You look at what made you fall.
Okay.
What we stumbled upon. We should try and fix the party well, because the party is the vehicle that we will use again.
The party
then
is...
now we can talk about positions. Because, Umaru, if we go and bring, angels and saints and so on and so forth to lead the party, and we don't deal with the specific issues that affect us as a unit, we'll still not perform well.
But you see, when they say the party is Stephen Intim, Justin Frimpong Kodia, Salam Mustapha, Kejim Fwa. You are the party. In some democracies, the top executives of the party who led this party into this crushing defeat should have resigned. Do you not think that you people should leave the job for other people to take over and do the work? David Cameron lost an election and decided he didn't resign, but he resigned.
Yes.
He is not even a party leader necessarily. He was leading a government. Should you people not do same? All of you executives, go home, because this is a vote of no confidence in you.
In the aftermath of the defeat, there was so much of it. These people should resign. People didn't do anything. I've been a subject of a lot of bashing, and I take all of that in good stride. Who should they go and attack? I'm the national youth organizer. They expected a win. They didn't. If we had won, they will praise, and I'll be happy. If we have lost and they're attacking me, there's opprobrium, I shouldn't take it? No. I take it. I accept all the critiques, the criticisms, the bashing, the insults. I've said this time without number. I accept every single one of them. I decode it as such. They want me to be better. Otherwise, the things they say, about me, they won't say them. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. We cannot just say we are going to resign and block, because you still have to lead the process to reorganize and come back. So it's not about throwing, everybody under the bus. Umaru, when MPP went into opposition in 2008, I was a polling agent for the MPP. I was. We lost the 2008 election, 2009. I played my role as a party member from that day, from 2009, all the way till the day we won elections in 2016, when I rose through the ranks to become the deputy national youth organizer. So it's a familiar road that we know, and I have said this time without number. I will dedicate every strength in me for the party to reorganize and come back.
Okay. Have you found who should be blamed here? There should be one person who should be blamed. Should that one person be your flag bearer, your running mate, your national executives, the president at that time? Who should take the blame, or who should take the fall for the party's defeat? And I'm asking you this because in 2016, you people wanted to hang the thing around John Mahama's neck and say it was John Mahama who led the NDC into defeat and not the NDC unnecessarily. Others said the NDC was unattractive. this particular time, is it the party that is unattractive? Was Dr. Bawumia who was unattractive? Or was Nana Akufo-Addo who failed abysmally and all of that? Or is the national executives who were asleep?
So I think I've mentioned it before. I've mentioned it earlier that a defeat of this nature, 1.7 million difference, 2.1, almost 2.2 million did not turn up to vote. Who voted in the last elections? John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, couldn't make 200,000 new votes, even though we did limited registration exercise, 2 of them, where we had about 800,000 more people on the voters' roll. It tells you that you cannot just blame one person for it, right? So I've heard people put the whole blame on the president and the government because of economic issues. Yes, you cannot take it away. But of course, not just that. It also comes down to the party structure, and I mentioned without number. I don't know whether in my interviews with you I did mention that going into the 2024 election, NDC was not the problem of the MPP, but the MPP was the problem, of itself, because we have enough numbers to win. So if we are not united, we could be heading into danger. We have to look at how we reorganize our party. And a lot of people have spoken about our delegate system and so on and so forth, how to, whether to expand it or not, but, it has also come as one of the factors. So you cannot go and blame the president for that, okay? These are internal issues. So apathy, people feeling, left out, and, the party having, unity issues stemming from elections in fact, from the very base, the constituency elections, sometimes even from polling station elections, constituency elections, regional elections, national elections, then the presidential primaries. You cannot discount the impact of the divisions. You cannot discount it.
Okay. Are you recovering? Can you recover?
Yes, we are recovering. I will recover. We'll recover. Now, the most important, when you break down all the numbers, it tells you a very, clear story, right? Omaro, every election is a different election. Every election is different, and every election is a new election. So the 2016 election is different from the 2020. 20 is different from the 2024 elections, and the 2028 is going to be a different elections. The dynamics that are going to drive the 2028 elections are yet to surface. But let me tell you, if anybody tells you that we cannot recover, then the person doesn't understand the breakdown of the numbers. Because if 2 million people did not vote, who voted in the 2020 elections, if they turn up to vote in 2028, ab initio, the numbers would change.
So things will even up.
It can go in any direction. But of course, 6 regions account for over 2 million votes drop for the NPP. 6 regions: Western region, Ashanti region, Eastern region, Greater Accra, and the Bono regions. Okay, 6 regions. If the 6 regions decide to vote in 2028, clearly the numbers will begin to change.
So that's where you are looking at it from. But we'll wait to see what Professor Okwe would be finding.
Yes, Professor. Yes, Okwe committee. They are to unravel.
Would you share with us? We want to see so that we can laugh at you.
I can bet
if you don't do it, we'll call Atta Kennedy to come and write Chasing the Elephant into the Bush.
You will not get that report.
And Atta will tell us why you. If you don't get
that, they didn't give you the Kwesibo report, did they?
No, they
didn't. So why should we give you the Michael committee?
It's for our internal
we will not give it.
We invite Atta to help us. But Salam, thank you so much for joining us on Point Blank.
Thank you very much.
And wish you all the best. And sorry for the defeat.
Yes, and I encourage all our people yeah, we are not happy, but let's all work together to return back to winning ways. It's painful, but we can get back if we get united.
Wish you all the best. Salam
Thank you,
Mustapha, the youth organizer of the NPP, who is under fire, he and his other national executives. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Umaru.
My name is Umaru Sandamado. This has been Eyewitness News, which came to you from our studios in Accra. I did this tonight with Eno Safo. Production by Kobina Wilson, Beverly London, Samiwi Afi, and Julian Audami Asari. Technical support from Emmanuel Lati. New media support from Emmanuel Owusu and the new media team. We'll be back tomorrow at 17:30 GMT. Thank you for listening and have a good night.